Welcome to Learn English podcast.
Why do people hurt the ones who love them? Learn English through story.
Hello everyone, whether you're just starting to learn English or you're looking to improve your speaking skills, you've come to the right place before we start this video. Be sure to subscribe to my channel to get daily videos, and I don't want you to miss any of our lessons. My name is Carolyn. I am 29 years old. I work in a school. I am a teacher. My job is to teach young people. I work long hours every day, work during the day, and sometimes at night. Before last year, I was alone. I had no boyfriend or friends, and I lived by myself. I worked all the time and was very tired after work. I often visited my mother. My mother lives in a small village, and she is old, so I like to help her. Tool life was quiet and simple. One day, something changed. A new teacher came to work at our school. His name is Steven. Steven is 2 years younger than me. He is 27 years old, and he is very handsome. He is tall, with brown hair and gray eyes. He smiles a lot. All the teachers like him because he is friendly and kind. At first, I thought Steven would not notice me. I am not very slim, and I'm just an ordinary woman. I don't wear fancy clothes, and I do not have long, beautiful hair. I did not think Steven would be interested in me, but then Steven started talking to me. He was always kind to me. He asked me how I was doing. He smiled at me every day. I was surprised. I did not think someone like Steven would be interested in someone like me. One day, Steven asked if I needed a ride home. I said yes. He drove me home in his car. It was a nice car, and we talked the whole way. We talked about work, our lives, and our families. I felt very happy talking to him. Steven was easy to talk to after that. Steven often drove me home sometimes. He would bring me coffee or tea at work. We would sit together in the cafeteria during lunch and talk. I began to like him more and more. I looked forward to seeing him every day. Then one weekend, Steven asked if I wanted to go to the movies. We both had a day off, so I said yes. We went to see a movie together, and after the movie, we went for a walk. We talked for hours. I was so happy. I thought maybe Steven liked me as much as I liked him. But then, a few days later, Steven told me something surprising. He said, "Carolyn, I need to tell you something. I am married." I was shocked. I did not know he had a wife. He never talked about his wife, and he did not wear a wedding ring. Steven said that he had been married for 5 years. His wife's name is Adeline, and they do not have any children. He said he was not happy in his marriage. He said they did not have much in common, and they did not spend much time together. They had different interests. Steven told me he liked spending time with me because I made him happy. He said he felt comfortable with me. He told me I was easy to talk to, and he enjoyed being around me. I didn't know what to do. I liked Steven very much, but I didn't want to cause any problems. I began to think a lot. I wondered why Steven liked me if he already had a wife. His wife was probably very beautiful, and I didn't understand why he would want to spend time with me. Thought about it every day. I was confused. I didn't know if I should continue seeing Steven or if I should stop. I didn't want to hurt anyone, but I was happy spending time with him. A few days later, something happened. I went to a grocery store to buy some food. As I walked through the aisles, I heard a familiar voice. It was Steven. He was talking to someone, and I saw him before he saw me. He was with a woman. I guessed it was his wife, Adeline. Adeline was very beautiful. She was tall and elegant, and she looked like a model. She wore expensive clothes, and she smiled a lot. They were laughing together, and they looked very happy. I felt sad. I didn't know what to do. I left the grocery store quickly. I didn't want them to see me. I went home and thought about it. I was confused. Why did Steven spend time with me if he had a beautiful wife? Why did he choose to talk to me? I didn't want to be the other woman in Steven's life. I wanted to make the right decision, but it was hard. I knew I had to talk to Steven and figure out what to do the next day. I went to work feeling tired and sad. I didn't want to see Steven, but I knew I had to talk to him. When I saw him, he smiled at me like everything was normal. But I couldn't smile back. I needed to know what was going on. Stephen, we need to talk, I said. He looked at me confused and asked, "What's wrong, Carolyn?" "I saw you at the grocery store with your wife," I said. "You looked happy. I don't understand why you are spending time with me if you're happy with her." Stephen looked sad. He said, "I'm not happy, Carolyn Adeline, and I don't have the same connection that you and I have with you. I can be myself. You make me feel alive." I didn't know what to say. I liked Stephen, but I didn't want to be the reason someone's marriage fell apart. I decided to give myself some time to think. I told Stephen that I needed space. A week later, Stephen called me. He wanted to meet and talk. I was nervous, but I knew I had to be honest with him. We met at a park, and I told him how I felt. "Stephen, I care about you, but I can't be in this situation," I said. "You need to decide what you really want. If you're not happy with Adeline, you should talk to her. But I can't be the other woman." Stephen looked sad, but understood. "I care about you, Carolyn. I will think about everything. I just want you to be happy," he said. We said goodbye, and I walked home feeling both sad and strong. I knew I made the right decision. But it wasn't easy. The days after I ended things with Stephen felt strange. Part of me missed him, but I knew I did the right thing. I needed time to think about my life. One afternoon, as I was leaving the school, I decided to take a walk through the park. As I was walking, I heard someone call my name. "Carolyn." A familiar voice called out. I turned around and saw Adrienne, an old friend from college, walking towards me. We hadn't seen each other in years. "Adrienne, what a surprise," I said. We hugged, and he asked if I had time for a coffee. I agreed, happy to catch up. We sat at a small cafe and talked about our lives. Adrienne told me he had recently moved back to the city for work. He was a doctor now, and he loved his job. I told him about my work at the school, and we laughed about old times in college. Over the next few weeks, Adrienne and I often met for coffee. We talked about everything, our work, our lives, and our future dreams. He wasn't like Stephen. He was open and honest, and I didn't feel confused when I was with him. I realized that I didn't miss Stephen anymore. Adrienne and I continued to see each other. We went to the movies, took long walks in the park, and sometimes just sat and talked for hours. Adrienne and I had been together for almost a year, and everything was going well. I trusted him, and we spent a lot of time together. One day, though, something happened that made me question everything. It was a Tuesday afternoon. I had just finished my work at the school and decided to surprise Adrienne at his favorite cafe. I knew he often went there after work to relax with a cup of coffee. I walked in, expecting to see him sitting alone, but what I saw made my heart sink. Adrienne was sitting with a woman. She was tall and beautiful. She had dark brown hair and blue eyes. They were laughing and talking closely. I stood at the entrance and watched them. I was losing my mind. Who is she? I thought, is she his girlfriend? Why didn't he tell me about her? I didn't know what to do. Should I walk over and say hello, or should I leave and pretend I never saw them together? After a moment, I decided to leave. I couldn't face him or the woman. I hurried out of the cafe and walked home, feeling confused and hurt. That night, I couldn't stop thinking about what I saw. I didn't sleep well, and in the morning, I woke up feeling even worse. Adrienne was hiding something from me. Later that day, Adrienne called me. His voice was cheerful, like nothing was wrong. "Hey, Carolyn, do you want to go for a walk this evening?" he asked. I hesitated. I didn't know if I could act normal after what I saw, but I agreed to meet him, thinking I would talk to him about it when we met in the park. Adrienne was smiling as always. We walked for a while, talking about our day, but I couldn't focus. I kept thinking about the woman in the cafe. At last, I stopped walking and turned to him. "Adrienne, I need to ask you something," I said, my voice shaking a little. He looked at me and said, "What's wrong, Carolyn?" "I saw you yesterday at the cafe. You were with a woman. You seemed really close. I thought maybe she was your girlfriend." Adrienne looked surprised. "Wait, what? You saw me at the cafe?" "Yes," I said quietly, and I didn't know what to think. Adrienne was silent for a moment. I thought maybe he was about to confess that he had been hiding something from me, but Then he smiled and said, "Carolyn, that woman wasn't my girlfriend, she's my cousin? Dorothy, your cousin?" I asked, feeling a little embarrassed. Yes, Dorothy just moved to the city, and she doesn't know many people here. I was catching up with her, helping her feel more at home. I didn't mention it because it didn't seem like a big deal. Oh, I'm sorry. Adrienne, I just saw you two together and thought maybe you were hiding something from me. It's okay. Carolyn, I understand why you were worried, but you don't have to be. There's no one else. You're the only person I care about. I was relieved. I had nothing to worry about. Adrienne had always been honest with me, and I needed to trust him. One evening we were having dinner. Adrienne asked me about my past relationships. I hesitated at first, not sure if I was ready to talk about Stephen, but I trusted Adrienne. So I told him everything. I was seeing someone before we reconnected. I began, looking down at my plate. His name was Stephen, and he was complicated. He was married, and I knew it wasn't right, but I cared about him in the end. I chose to walk away. I'm glad you told me. Carolyn, I know that must have been hard, but I'm here for you now. And I want us to be honest with each other. I knew Adrienne was someone I could trust. I didn't regret ending things with Stephen. It had been the right decision. And now I was with someone who truly made me happy. One day, while we were walking in the park, Adrienne looked at me and said, "Carolyn, I have something to ask you." I looked at him a little nervous. "What is it?" "I've been thinking a lot about us, and I know we've only been together for a year, but I can't imagine my life without you. You make me happy every day, and I want to spend the rest of my life with you." My heart raced as I listened to him. He reached into his pocket and took out a small box with a beautiful ring inside. "Carolyn, will you marry me?" I was in shock. I hadn't expected this at all, but as I looked into Adrienne's eyes, I knew the answer. "Yes," I said, tears of happiness filling my eyes. "Yes, I will." Adrienne smiled, sliding the ring onto my finger. I never thought I'd find love after everything that happened with Stephen. But here I was, engaged to someone who truly cared for me. I was now starting a new chapter of my life with Adrienne, and I couldn't wait to see what the future held for both of us. If you enjoyed watching this video, please like, comment, share, and subscribe to my channel for more such videos. Thank you for joining me in today. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit the notification bell so you won't miss any of our upcoming lessons. Keep practicing, stay curious, and I'll see you in the next lesson.